Well, I hope you had a great Christmas, and I wish you all the best for 2012. Now, every year around Christmas time, what I like to do is I like to clear the decks, have a really good clean up of my office, remove all the bits and pieces, things I'm not using, all those books which I haven't read. I like to just put them in storage, so I just have a clean slate, if you like, for the new year. And I also like to do my to-do list, very, very important. Set yourself goals and objectives, and then split them out into different months. So what I like to do is I set my goals for this year, a long list of things I want to achieve, and then I've basically split them out into different monthly sections. So I said, okay, this one I'm going to do in January, this one I'm going to do in February, this one I'm going to do in March, etc., etc. And that way I've got something to work towards. But like I said, around Christmas each year, I like to clear the decks and just get everything tidied up in my office so I can actually think more clearly. So what I actually did was I went to my local hardware store, which is about 1 or 2 miles from where I live, to buy some new shelves to tidy everything up a bit. And anyway, there I was in my local hardware store in the sort of shelving section, and this guy comes running up to me, someone who works there with a name badge on, and I suddenly thought, oh my gosh, this is someone who's going to try and sell me double glazing or a new conservatory for my house or something. Anyway, it turned out this guy was actually on my list and he'd recognised me. And I got chatting to him and asked him, what exactly he was doing, within internet marketing. Was he making any money? And basically what he told me was a very, very familiar story. Over the last 12 months, he'd actually been buying course after course after course after course and just reading lots of information, but not actually doing very much. And I said to him, why haven't you implemented any of this? And he said, well, I work full-time in this shop, and believe it or not, I don't actually have a huge amount of time. You may have been there before. You don't have a lot of time to implement this stuff. So I had a little chat with him, and I told him probably the best bit of advice, and that is, if you want to get ahead in this game, probably the easiest thing you can do, probably the most profitable thing you can do, is actually build an email list. It's the single most profitable thing I've ever done, and probably the easiest thing I've ever done in terms of actual mechanics and technical know-how, because to build an email list, technically you don't even need to have a website. So it's one of these things you can do with very, very little technical knowledge. And it wasn't until I started building an email list that I started getting, I was actually definitely making money before I had an email list, with review sites and so forth. But until when I started building an email list, that's when I noticed, if you like, the money I was making, which was coming in regularly, on a sort of, every week I was getting more and more money regularly. It's kind of like a tap you can turn on whenever you need some sort of quick cash. If you think about it, it's instant traffic. You send an email out, boom, you're going to get like 500 or 600 people visiting a sales page or visiting one of your affiliate offers. Now, I've got a listing in the internet marketing niche, but I've also got lists in all sorts of other niches as well. One of the niches I'm doing particularly well in right now is alternative energy. Great niche. But like I said, email list building is probably the single best and easiest way to make money online. In fact, if I was teaching my sister or my mother how to do internet marketing from scratch, because they know nothing about internet marketing, that is what I would teach them. Now, when I first got started in internet marketing, the person who actually taught me how to do email list building was somebody called Martin Avis. He was somebody who had been nagging at me for a long time, because I'd met him at various networking events, and he'd been kind of like nagging me to build an email list. And because I'm dyslexic, it was like the last thing, I thought, well, I'm the last person who should have an email list, writing emails and all this stuff, because I'm dyslexic. But anyway, he convinced me, and I actually bought his product, which was it was an ebook all about how to write newsletters, how to actually build an email list, pretty much how to do everything from scratch. This is pretty much the exact course I used to build my online income. Now, Martin actually discontinued the product shortly after I purchased, which was kind of annoying, because I really wanted to kind of like recommend it to other people. But very, very recently, he's just rewritten the book and actually expanded the book massively. And I've just got a copy from Martin here. It's actually a huge book. It's actually called Ezine Academy. There it is. I've just printed the whole thing out, because even in the new version, there's things in here which I'm learning. There's actually 228 pages of content here, absolutely incredible. So I mean, as well as all the technical stuff of, exactly, how do you get subscribers? How do you build your list? What are the best autoresponders to use? He actually goes through a whole section really on how to communicate with your email list, how to get the most money out of your list. Because believe it or not, my list and also Martin's list is actually incredibly small as far as the internet marketing niche goes. My list is under 20,000 people, so is Martin's. I think Martin's list is actually under 10,000 people. Martin makes a full-time living just from his list. Martin doesn't really do anything else. He just makes a full-time living from his email list, pays his mortgage, everything, just from a list of 10,000 people. I do the same with a list of under 20,000 people. There are people I know who have got lists of over 100,000 and they don't get the same response that myself and Martin gets. And that's really because of the kind of way that we communicate with our lists. And that's all outlined in this incredible product. So Ezine Academy, I would definitely recommend it. I've actually talked to Martin and he's actually going to give you guys a discount. So if you go to the sales page now, there is actually a $50 discount on this product. But if you're going to do one thing this year, build an email list, get serious about internet marketing, and the best thing about building an email list is it's hardly any work. Building review sites, building AdSense sites, doing video marketing, that's great, but it does require quite a lot of technical knowledge and it does require a lot of time. With email list building, you can spend 2 or 3 hours a week, that's all, 2 or 3 hours a week, maybe even less than that, and you've got a full-time living. So like I said, if you're going to do one thing this year, the one thing I would recommend you do is build an email list, start getting serious about this, stop buying product after product and course after course, get serious about this, and let's make some money together this year. Okay, so what I want you to do now is click on the link below this video and that will take you through to Martin's page where he's actually got this incredible discount on Ezine Academy. If you've got any questions about the book after you purchase, pop me an email or write a comment below this video.